zu Ende sein und dann wird den Juden das freche Lügenmaul gestopft werden.
إيتكنا في قتالكم أننا سنبيدكم على بكرة أبيكم ولن نبقي منكم أحدا.
We should go and burn all the copies of their Talmud. But he was infuriated about the Talmud. Of course, today, the Jews consider him a great anti-Semite.
All right, just want to do another little video here and just show you, as I've been saying, that Marching Design, Steven Anderson's satanic film, is based on Nazi propaganda. The Eternal Jew was the movie that came out and the Nazis used it to slaughter the Jews. And of course now the Catholic people, they will come out and they'll try to deny the Holocaust. And it's just disgusting. But I'm going to show you here that Steven Anderson actually uses parts of the Nazi propaganda film The Eternal Jew. They actually copy parts of it, including one scene that is actually identical to The Eternal Jew. Let's watch this little part here.
For over 1,800 years, the Jews remained scattered throughout all nations.
Okay, now I want you to notice that picture right there. Okay, you have the Jewish diaspora and you have Jerusalem, and it shows the arrows that they're spreading out. They're going out this way. Keep that image in your mind. It's going to be important later. And then we're going to see here why they were spread out all over the different nations and things. Watch what Anderson says.
Not only that, but if you look at the history of the Jews over the last 2,000 years, have they been blessed by God? No, they've been persecuted and hated in every country that they've ever been in. This book right here has a list of all of the countries that the Jews have been thrown out of over the last 1,000 years. And when you look at this huge list, you have to ask yourself, why have they been so hated and persecuted everywhere that they've lived? And the answer is because of their blasphemy toward Christianity and because of their predatory lending practices.
Okay, yeah, you know, they're blasphemy against Christianity and their predatory lending practices. Da-da-da, you know, okay, chapter and verse on that one. Of course not, but you see, you know, they've been spread out all over the place, and because they're evil and wicked. Now let's watch an actual video clip here of the Eternal Jew put out by the Nazis, and this is the one that's in German. You can hear the guy speaking in German in the background, but it has English voiceover. Okay, from back then, right? This is the original film. Let's watch it.
But the cosmopolitan empire of Alexander the Great, reaching from the Near East across half the Mediterranean, and especially the boundless world empire of the Romans, brought about the evolution of the trade and migratory traits of the Jews, who soon spread across the open Mediterranean area. While some of them settled in the large urban traffic and trade centers of the Mediterranean, others wandered relentlessly on across Spain, France, southern Germany, and England. Everywhere they made themselves unwelcome. In Spain and France, the people rose openly against them in the 13th and 14th centuries, and they wandered on, mainly to Germany. There they followed the path of the Aryan culture, creative Germans colonizing the East, till they finally found a gigantic new untapped reservoir in the Polish and Russian sections of Eastern Europe. The 19th century, with its muddled ideas about human equality and freedom, gave the Jews a great lift. From Eastern Europe, they spread across the entire continent during the 19th and 20th centuries, and then across the world.
Oh yeah, you know, oh boy, the Jews spread all over the world. Oh, it's terrible. That's what the Bible said would happen. And will they get kicked out of other countries? Yeah, again, that's what the Bible said would happen. You know, but it's ironic how Steven Anderson's little film is saying the same things as The Eternal Jew put out by the Nazis. But listen to what they say here about the Jews coming up.
Parallel to these Jewish wanderings throughout the world is the migration of a similarly restless animal, the rat.
So the spread of the Jews is the same thing as another restless creature. They're not even people, they're just creatures. And that is the rat. So you wonder why the Germans were so, and not all the German people obviously, but you have the Nazis. Why were they so harsh and cruel to the Jewish people in the death camps? Because they viewed them as rats. So you can kill them, you can no feelings at all, just like squashing rats. And I guarantee you that that's how Anderson really feels, in spite of his little, I'd like to see him saved. And sure, yeah. That's why you put up quotes from Martin Luther that talk about burning down their homes and their synagogues and everything else, and you never say, now, don't do that. You just put it up and say, oh, there it is. And we want to get this video out to the Muslim world, the new Nazi movement. But again, let's watch this thing here of the eternal Jew, and you will see the thing of, just like Anderson is going to show you, I'm going to show you in this next clip, they put up a graphic of how the Rothschilds took over Europe. Watch this.
The House of Rothschild is just one example of the use of this tactic by the Jews to spread their net of financial influence over the working man.
Okay, they spread their net of financial influence over the working man. Isn't that what Anderson said earlier? The thing of the Jews, using their usury system and whatever else. Same propaganda. Now I'm going to show you something really shocking. I'm going to show you side by side the Eternal Jew and Marching Design playing the exact same video clips. Now the Eternal Jew, of course, was put out in the 1930s, and so it's film versus the modern digital thing, so the timing's a little bit off. But watch, they're saying the exact same thing, showing the exact same scene from an English movie. Okay, there was an English movie made about Rothschild, the early Rothschild mayor, Amschel Bauer, who became Rothschild, and how he's talking to his sons and stuff. And it's a movie that was made in English, and the Eternal Jew takes the English movie and puts German subtitles with it. Steven Anderson and Paul Wittenberger take the same English movie and they just put it in without German subtitles. Watch this.
You are 5 brothers. I want you each to start a banking business in a different country. One to go and open a house in Paris, one in Vienna, one in London. Choose the most important centers. So that when money is to be sent from here to London, let us say, you won't have to risk life and gold and here in Frankfurt. We'll just send a letter to Nathan in London saying pay so-and-so, and that will be offset by loans from London to Frankfurt. You understand? In your day, there will be many wars. In your day, there will be many wars. And nations that have money to transport will come to the Rothschild because it will be safe. Your 5 banking houses may cover Europe, but you will be one firm, one family, the Rothschilds, who work always together. That will be your power.
Right there you see it. The Eternal Jew, put out by the Nazis. Marching Design, put out by Steven Anderson and Paul Wittenberger, using the exact same propaganda. How about that? But let's hear from their little master, their little buddy, when it comes to propaganda. Let's hear from Joseph Goebbels.
Eine gute Regierung ohne Propaganda kann ebenso wenig bestehen wie eine gute Propaganda ohne eine gute Regierung. Beide müssen sich einander ergänzen.
Okay, good propaganda is needed by good government, and good government needs good propaganda. One needs to augment the other. Well, who is Andersnake? We know the Eternal Jew was made for the Nazis, so Andersnake and Paul Wittenberger are making their movie for who? Well, who was it that causes the sacrifice and oblation to cease? the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet that stands in the holy place. Oh, it'd be the Antichrist. So, the eternal Jew was made for the Nazis. Marching to Zion is made for the Antichrist. Let's continue.
Und wenn die jüdischen Zeitungen heute glauben, auf versteckte Drohungen die nationalsozialistische Bewegung einschüchtern zu können, wenn sie heute glauben, unsere Notverordnungen umgehen zu dürfen, sie sollen sich hüten. Einmal wird unsere Geduld zu Ende sein und dann wird den Juden das freche Lügenmaul gestopft werden.
There you have it. Showed old Nutty Boy and everything in the crowd there. Old Hitler. We're going to shut their lying, brazen mouths. Then they did. 6 million Jews slaughtered. Show you one more clip here and then we're done.
Es handelt sich bei ihm einen pathologischen, verbrecherischen Wahnsinn, nachweisbar von Juden erdacht und von Juden geführt, mit dem Ziel der Vernichtung der europäischen Kulturvölker und der Aufrichtung einer internationalen jüdischen Weltherrschaft über sie.
Okay, let me just pause it for a minute. While they establish an international Jewish world domination over them. Sounds like the kind of junk that Tex Mars puts out. Everything is the fault of the Jews. The Jews are behind everything. But look what they say coming up. Whose side they're really on.
Die Einzelheiten, die über die Ermordung von Priestern und Schändung von Nonnen an uns gelangen, sind ganz unvorstellbar und deshalb auch gar nicht wiederzugeben.
The details about the murder of priests and rape of nuns that we received are totally incredible and undescribable. You mean the Nazis were worried about priests, Catholic priests and Catholic nuns being hurt by these wicked Jews? Yeah, because the Nazis were Catholics. Just like Andersnake is a Catholic. I mean, it just... If you haven't woken up to this whole thing yet, I feel really bad for you. I really do. Steven Anderson's destruction is rapidly approaching. I can tell you that he's going to be losing his mind. He's already losing his mind. But you can't mess around with this type of stuff. Paul Wittenberger, blaspheming Jesus Christ by saying he's burning in hell, and that's how he atones for our sins. That's how he paid for our sins. He burns in hell forever. And then he condemns the Jews for saying that Jesus is burning in hell forever. I'll tell you what, brethren, this is wicked. And again, you know, people, oh, you shouldn't be wasting your time on it and stuff like that. Hey, man, these guys are coming out as King James Bible believers. And they're trying to usurp our movement and trying to turn people against Bible-believing Christians. And trying to get the Jews to think that Bible-believing Christians are behind this kind of junk. We're not. And if you're Jewish out there, you need to understand no Bible-believing Christian has ever killed a Jew. Catholics do. Roman Catholicism is not found anywhere in the pages of the King James Bible. Roman Catholicism is satanic, and it will be destroyed in the future. God is going to put an end to these Satanists once and for all. Right? Get away from Steven Anderson. I'm telling you what, brethren, if you are deceived by this guy and you're there and you're messing around with watching his videos and whatever else, and I'm just debunking this because, you know, again, he comes out with his preliminary stuff and I debunk that, and then he comes out with a full film and people say, nobody debunked it. I'm debunking it right now. All right? That's the only reason I'm watching this stuff. And that's why I'm telling you, don't watch this junk. Don't watch his whole film. Right there is the proof. He's using Nazi propaganda. Literally not scenes from the Eternal Jew in his propaganda film. It is very, very dangerous to believe in this kind of stuff. Very dangerous. You will bring God's wrath down upon your home. Be warned.